Hi everyone, today we are going to be talking about those products that in my opinion, I just don't think are worth your money. The majority of the products that are going to feature in this video are affordable. I've been buying a lot of affordable products recently. Now, affordable products can save you an absolute bundle if you get it right. There are a lot of affordable products on the market. A lot of them are great. Some of them not so much. So we're going to be talking about those products in this video today, and also one high-end product as well, which I've just been seriously disappointed about. So we're going to get straight on with it. If you are new, hi, my name's Gemma. If you are old, rewind. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Let's get on. Okay, so let's kick it off with a product that I've already spoken about, and for obvious reasons, I am not going to be recommending this on my channel. This is the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. So I've already done a full-blown review on this. If you haven't seen that already, I'll link it up here for you. But just for a little bit of background, I can't recommend this. One, I think it's a mediocre product. It doesn't sit well on my skin. It slides off my skin. It goes extremely shiny. It looks wet as soon as I've applied it. I don't really like it in that sense. It's just nice, you know? It's not one of those that really excites me, but it's not one that completely repulses me either. But the problem lies in the ingredients list. e.l.f. cannot answer my questions on the ingredients list. There are 3 different ingredients lists that I've seen so far, 2 different ones, and they are completely different, that are on the website, 1 completely different one that is on the back of the packaging. Completely different SPF filters, completely different ingredients, in the sense of some of the ingredients list don't even contain one of the signature ingredients, tremella mushroom extract, which completely blows my mind. Some have added ingredients like peptides, others don't have those peptides. It just completely and utterly blows my mind that these ingredients lists are out there. When I reached out to e.l.f., they got back to me and said very flippantly, yes, well, ingredients lists can differ from product to product. That doesn't cut it with me. If you're saying that there is an ingredient that is written on the product, then it should be in the product. So I just thought that this is just a generic answer that they're giving me, so I reached out again and said, I don't think you're understanding me, and gave them screenshots of all the different ingredients lists that I've received. The only thing that I received back from them was, thank you for bringing this to our attention. I'm not quite sure why they're thanking me, because the ingredients lists are still on the website a couple of weeks after I reached out to them, so they haven't done anything about it, but they're thanking me anyway. But also that I should believe the ingredients list that is written on the back of the packaging. Should I though? I just don't know. So until they get back to me with an ingredients list that is true, and until they remove the other ingredients lists that are completely different, I don't know what to believe, and therefore I would urge you not to buy this until you know what's in it, especially if you are sensitive to any of the ingredients that are on any of the ingredients lists. Because who knows at this stage? I know I don't, and I don't think e.l.f. do either. I don't actually have an affordable CC cream to recommend to you. However, I do have a slight alternative. It isn't a CC cream, but it's really nice, lightweight, lovely on the skin, does tone down my redness somewhat. So if you do have a lot of redness on your skin, this may do the job for you. And it's the Rimmel Kind and Free Moisturizing Skin Tint Foundation. It is just gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. If you can stretch a little bit more, the CC creams that I would definitely recommend to you are the IT Cosmetics CC Nude Glow, and also the Borean CC cream, which is magical. It is stunning, sits on my skin beautifully, feels hydrating, nourishing, gives me that glow, just gorgeous. They are the 2 CC creams that I love, but again, if you are needing affordable, this is beautiful all the same, just not a CC cream. Let's move on to the next fail, which has really disappointed me. I really like one product from this next brand. I think it is unreal. In fact, there are a couple of products from this brand that I absolutely love, but the eyeshadows are glorious. We're talking about MUA. Because I'd fallen in love with the mini eyeshadow palettes, I wanted to get my hands on some other products and decided to try out the Intense Colour Super Pigment Mascara. This really intrigued me. It's a purpley shade, and the colour on the outside of the tube being purple and it's saying Intense Colour, I was really excited. Super, super excited. Unfortunately, that excitement was short-lived. This stuff doesn't really work for me. So again, intrigued by the applicator. It's like no other mascara applicator that I have seen before. I thought this would really push up my lashes, hopefully hold a curl. But if you can see, this is supposed to be intense color. This is supposed to be purple. This looks black to me. It's the tiniest bit of purple that's in this formula. And with it saying intense color on the packaging, I expected it to be intense, and intense it is not. I mean, it just looks black. So the wand was a little bit of a bust for me. Not only did it not coat the lashes evenly, but it sent my lashes a little bit wavy and a little bit crooked, like no other mascara wand has ever done. So I'm not quite sure what was happening there, but it doesn't end there. I didn't even like the formula of this. It sent my lashes crispy and crunchy, and I do not like that feeling at all. So all in all, a little bit of a disaster, but they have some amazing other products, so I'm not going to hold it against them. So there are a couple of mascaras that I would recommend to absolutely everyone. They are both from L'Oreal. So if you're wanting your lashes to be very well looked after, this is a very creamy, rich formula that will moisturize your lashes as well as making them look absolutely phenomenal. It's the Lash Paradise. I actually have the shade brown. I think it is superb, but they do this in black as well. They do this in black as well, and it's equally as gorgeous a formula, just lovely. You may get a little bit of smudging with this if you have oily lids, because it is that much of a creamy formula. It's slightly wet when it comes out of the tube, and that can smudge throughout the day. I haven't actually experienced any smudging with this myself recently, but I just absolutely adore it. It's definitely worth mentioning because you may. So the other option that I love is the Telescopic Lift Mascara. This has a completely different wand. So unlike the fluffy, chunky brush of the Lash Paradise, which is incredibly easy to use, but if you do have really short lashes, this one may not be for you because it might be quite messy getting it on your upper lids as you're trying to apply it to the lashes. This one is just amazing. It's one of those wands that really pushes the lashes up. It's got smaller prongs on one side, slightly larger prongs on the other side. I just absolutely love it. I'm not quite sure if I'm getting that in focus for everybody, but the wand is superb. It is so easy to use, so quick to use. If you want to get a lot of product in your lashes very quickly, you can use the back of the applicator, which is flat, get the product in there, and then very quickly run through the lashes with the comb. Just gorgeous. And very lifting, lengthening, a bit of volume in there as well, and it doesn't make my lashes go super crispy or crunchy, which is definitely what I look for. Let's talk about these brand new lifter plumps from Maybelline. I was actually warned about these in the comments section from a beautiful subscriber, but of course I'm going to try them for myself because I was intrigued. Could they actually be that bad? Yes. Yes. So these actually made me feel ill. I thought I was coming down with something. That's how bad these actually are. So you feel free, try them for yourself. I pride myself on having quite a high pain threshold. I have no problems with tingling or a burning sensation on my lips. You may though, so just a word of warning for everybody. These do make the lips very, very tingly hot. They do have chili extract in there. The whole point of having chili within the formula is to get that tingling hot sensation, then blood rushes to the lips and your lips feel and look plumper. But only a smidge. So if you really can't handle the tingling, this is so not worth it because the effects are minimal. So this didn't end there. So if you are a lip licker, this is not a product you want to be trying. I personally don't lick my lips all the time, but I breathed this in. I'm not quite sure what happened. I started to get a really dry, sore, tingly throat and thought, am I actually coming down with something? And then that dry tingliness moved further down and went onto my chest. And that's when I thought, oh my goodness, am I really getting ill here? I cannot be ill right now. I don't have time to be ill right now. It wasn't me getting ill. It was this. I'm not quite sure why it did it. I put it down to the fact that this is actually quite a thin formula, very much like the lifter glosses, which are beautiful. This just got to places that it should not have got to and really did not make me feel well at all. I thought I had a really tight chest. It felt wheezy and hot and tight, and I just didn't feel normal at all. So these are a hard pass from me. Like I said, I can cope with tingling hot sensation on the lips, although I think this is above and beyond what is needed. But it's everything else. It's the feeling on the tongue. It's the feeling at the back of the throat. It's the feeling on the chest that I don't know why anyone would sign up for that, for a little bit of plumping, and it's the smallest amount as well. It's a real shame because the shade range is stunning. I have the shade 005 Peach Fever and 008 Hot Honey. Notice the names of the shades are very, very hot. They ain't lying. So I have many alternatives for these that I think are phenomenal. So I love the original Maybelline Lifter Glosses, which I've said numerous times already in this video. I also love the NYX Butter Glosses. Far better than a lot of high-end products that I've tried in the past. Last a really long time and they feel lovely on the lips as well. And fallen in love with the new e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oils as well. These are lovely. I have this one on today, which is in the shade Honey Talks. It's my favorite shade that they do. I have it on all the time and it feels lovely, hydrating, smoothing. My lips look and feel plumper, but not because they've had a rush of heat to them, just because the gloss effect gives you that fuller effect anyway. If you are adamant that you want that level of heat to give your lips that plump, this is a new product from NYX. It's the Duck Plump. This has the same level of heat in it as the Maybelline Lifter Plumps. However, it's a thicker formula, and because it's a thicker formula, I mean it's really thick and creamy, it doesn't tend to get to places that it doesn't need to be in. So it doesn't really bleed into the mouth, so you're not going to be getting it on your tongue unless you lick your lips. I mean, that is just something that is inevitable if you are a lip licker. So this also didn't get into the back of my throat and didn't travel down to my chest. This was way more comfortable. It also has a lot more pigment in here, so you're going to get a lot more color payoff on the lips. This one is in the shade Apricot 04, so it's really, really pretty shade. They come in several different shades, but this is the one that really caught my eye. Again, I just don't see why anybody would want that hot tingling sensation on your lips. It's something that I try and avoid if at all possible. I don't see the point, but if you do like that sensation, this is the one I would go for rather than the thinner formula of the Maybelline Lifter Plumps, because yeah, that's not going anywhere near me ever again. Moving on to a concealer from Max Factor. This is the Facefinity Multi Perfector Concealer. I was really hoping I was going to like this because this is medium coverage to buildable full coverage. So yeah, I really like those sorts of concealers that are buildable to full coverage or full coverage from the get-go. And this was affordable, so I had high hopes, and my hopes were dashed to the ground. This is not a massively thick formula, but it's thick enough, and it turns into a powdery consistency that can look a little patchy on the skin and accentuate every single little bit of dryness that I have under my eyes, even the dryness that I did not know was there. So this is the shade 2N, which is obviously the wrong shade for me. When I first picked this up, I thought, well, I'll try it and then I'll go back and buy 1N. I am not going back to buy 1N. This formula just doesn't do it for me at all. If you have quite oily under eyes and you really struggle with the shine throughout the day, you may absolutely love this. But any hint of dryness underneath the eye, I would steer away from this very, very quickly. Not only did this accentuate all of my dryness, but it also accentuated my texture as well. I tried this as a spot cover-up. I tried this as pigmentation cover-up. It just didn't work in any of the ways that I tried it. And also, it doesn't wear evenly for me. So this is supposed to be a really long-wearing formula, and I just didn't find it wore very well. So some patches were there until the death of night, and some looked non-existent. So my under eyes ended up looking rather patchy throughout the day, some coverage, some not. And because I got the wrong shade, it looked even more dramatic, which, you know, isn't the concealer's fault, but still, it didn't work for me in the slightest. If you've got this, I really hope it works for you. If it does work for you, by the way, let me know in the comments section. Really eager to hear from you. I need your thoughts and feelings on this. If you have a completely different opinion to mine, let me know how you got this to work. You know what's going to come as my affordable alternative. This is just superb. Again, if you do have dry under eyes, you are going to have to prep your under eyes really well before you apply this. This is not a super hydrating concealer. So again, if you do have really dry under eyes, this one may not be for you either, but I can make this one work for me, and it lasts all day, no patchiness, no nothing. I got this in 2 different shades. I'm really glad that I did because I tend to mix the 2 together to create my perfect shade. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I am going to be doing a best concealer for over 40s video very soon, and that is going to be an affordable concealer video because there are so many amazing concealers on the market, and depending on what you're looking for, whether that's high coverage, medium coverage, whether you're wanting something to look quite natural, I would recommend completely different products for you. So I'm going to be doing that video very, very shortly. But this one would be my alternative for the Max Factor. I just think it is absolutely unbelievably good. And it's waterproof and it's transfer resistant. I mean, what more could you want out of a concealer? Another disappointment for me that I had high hopes for is the e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. I really didn't like this. It just, it really did flatten me in more ways than one. And yeah, maybe I should just shift my expectations slightly. I don't know, maybe it's me. But yeah, really didn't like this. It flattened my lashes. It definitely didn't hold a curl. It sent my lashes really crispy and crunchy, and didn't give very much volume, didn't give very much length, didn't give very much anything, to be honest. The only thing I really like about it, in fact there are a couple of things. I love the applicator. It is cone shaped, and I really get on with cone shaped applicators. I feel like they really do hug the lashes, coat every single individual lash. And also I love the fact that this is a brown mascara, and it's actually quite a light brown mascara as well. It's not too deep, so if you do have really fair skin and really fair hair and you're wanting something a little lighter, this would have been really nice for you. But I just don't like the formula. It's a really thin formula. It dries down quite quickly, so you don't have very much workability in that. It does keep the lashes separate, but they just don't look very nice. They look a little spidery, they look a little crooked. Again, like the previous mascara that I spoke about in this video, which I also didn't like. If you like a cone-shaped applicator, however, if you like your lashes to be moisturized, if you like volume and length, I have found the mascara for you. I actually mentioned this in my previous video. This is a relatively new find for me and I am in love with it. It's the L'Oreal Panorama Volume Million Lashes. I have this in the shade dark brown, which is lovely. It's just slightly softer than a black, but still gives you that dramatic effect if you're wanting your lashes to still look deep and sultry. I love the applicator. It is slightly chunkier than the Elf Extender mascara, slightly wider at the bottom, but I also love that about this because it really grabs onto those corner lashes that can be quite difficult to coat. This grabs every single lash, keeps every single lash separated, still gives volume, length, and gives you that really dramatic, fluttery look. It is just superb. Let's move on to another product from e.l.f. This seems like an e.l.f. bashing video. It really isn't. I love e.l.f. as a brand. I love a lot of their products and some of their new releases have been phenomenal. It's just because I've recommended e.l.f. a lot on my channel, I don't want you to then go out and buy the entire selection thinking that they're all going to be the same quality, because unfortunately they're just not. These are absolutely fine, but that's as far as it goes. These are the Crayon Contour Lip Pencils, and they draw on really beautifully. They're actually quite creamy and soft, which I really like. The only negative about this, and there is only one negative, these don't last. These wear off very quickly. As soon as I've eaten or drank anything, these need to be reapplied. And usually I don't mind reapplying any lipstick or lip gloss, but after eating or drinking, my lip liner is usually still in place and I'm just going to be constantly reapplying these. I do love the shade range that's on offer here. It's a lovely, lovely shade range. Some really nice nude neutral shades. I've got the shade... I don't actually know what shades I've got because they are not written anywhere on the pencil, which is slightly baffling because if I really loved these and then I've run out, how do I know what the shade is that I need to go and buy or order online or do whatever I need to do to get another one of these? So many brands are doing that at the moment. Even my Prada foundation does not have a shade on it. I know this has a refillable cartridge, but I've looked absolutely everywhere for my shade. I cannot find it. I cannot find it. If anybody knows where to find the shade on these so that I can tell you all what shade I am, please let me know. By the way, I got the actual name of the product wrong as well. I was reading the back instead of the front. These are the Cream Glide Lip Liners. So again, perfectly nice if you're only wanting it to stay on for a couple of hours. These are lovely, they really are, but for somebody that wants their lip liner to stay present for a lot longer than a couple of hours, and I don't want to have to be reapplying all the time after eating or drinking, these just won't cut it for me. If you're wanting what is in my mind a better alternative to the e.l.f. lip liners, I have a couple of options for you. The first one, tried and true. I mean, I have so many of these now because they are that good. These are the NYX Line Loud lip pencils. Have them in several shades. I will link them in the description box, but all of them are absolutely unreal. Seriously, staying power at the ready. These are pretty much bulletproof. I have eaten, I have drank, these don't need reapplying. I just reapply my lipstick and I am good to go. So these can get a little waxy if you try and reapply the lip liner over the lip liner. It tends to cling to the product. So my advice would be, don't do that because other than that, these are just perfection and super affordable. The other option I have is from MUA. You see, the mascara from MUA, just a blip on the radar. We're back to successful products. These are the Intense Color lip liners and they are lovely. I've got the shades Heroic, heartfelt and super nude. That is from left to right of the screen. Love, love, love. I mean, they do need sharpening. As you can see, the middle one is my favorite one so far because that is the one that has been used and used and used, and the other ones have just been gently used. These are really, really good. They have great staying power. Not as long wearing as the NYX Line Loud. So if you really want a long wearing lip liner, these are going to be for you. These last longer than the e.l.f. lip liners that I spoke about earlier, but again, not as hard wearing as the Line Loud from NYX. So really lovely product, very creamy, apply very nicely, don't drag on the lip, don't go waxy on the lips, don't cling to anything else. You can apply this before your lipstick or after your lipstick. It's still got great colour payoff. Just think they're amazing. And for the price, these are the affordable alternative to the NYX. And the NYX are already affordable, so, you know, there you go. So last but not least, we have the high-end product, and this, I want to say this really disappointed me, but I've used that word so many times in this video already. I'm going to say that this, I was a bit deflated, and I was quite angry with myself for falling for the advertising, because that's exactly what got me to buy this in the first place. I'm a sucker for a fragrance. I want people to think I smell nice. I don't know why I think it's important that other people think I smell nice. As long as I know that I smell nice, I couldn't give two hoots what anybody else thinks. But it's always really nice when somebody comes and says, excuse me, what perfume are you wearing? Because you smell really nice. And that is exactly what happens in the marketing videos of this product. A lady, she's at the gym. She's been at the gym for a good couple of hours. She's done a spin class. She gets off the bike. She's going to walk out. And somebody else says to her, excuse me, what perfume are you wearing? Because you smell absolutely beautiful. And it's not a perfume. It's her deodorant. And I thought, I need that deodorant in my life. I have never found a deodorant with that strong a smell that people will stop me in the streets and ask me what perfume I'm wearing. Well, yeah, that doesn't happen because it's not that strong to begin with. It's nice. It's a really nice deodorant. It's from Salt and Stone, and it's the Santal and Vetiver scent. They do have other scents available. This is more of a natural deodorant. So it's an aluminium-free deodorant. It says a high-performance deodorant formulated for 24-hour protection. Seaweed extract and hyaluronic acid moisturize the skin, while probiotics help neutralize odor, and it's paraben and phthalate-free. Everything about this deodorant really does appeal to me. I don't really care whether it's aluminium-free. I also don't care whether it's paraben and phthalate-free, to be quite honest, but the fragrance and the fact that this is going to be kind on my skin and really moisturizing. I also really like the creamy texture of this, which I don't usually go for in a deodorant. I usually go for something that's more of a liquid-based deodorant, but I really enjoyed it. I like the fact it's convenient. It's got a push-up and twist-down application, so you haven't got to get your fingers messy at all, which has happened to me with previous ones, which I don't mind as long as I know that that's going to happen, but this is incredibly easy to use. The only problem that I have with this, and it is the only problem, is the scent isn't that strong, and there is absolutely no way on earth that anybody has been approached whilst wearing this to ask what fragrance they're wearing, because it's just not strong enough. Unless they've plastered this all over their entire body, I just don't believe that that's happened, and that made me sad because I fell for it hook, line and sinker. So I'm not bashing the actual product. The product itself, it works for me. I can do a gym workout and this works perfectly fine. It's just the fragrance isn't there and it's super expensive. So I bought it with a promise that it was going to have a really good fragrance. It's a very beautiful fragrance, but it's not strong enough as I was told it would be. So yeah, I feel conned. There are a couple of alternatives that I want to talk about. The first one, liquid alternative. This is what I usually go for, but this has a fragrance that I'm not entirely overjoyed with. I'm not a huge fan of eucalyptus. If you are, this is definitely going to be the one for you. This is from Necessaire and it's the deodorant gel. Absolutely beautiful. And I think has AHAs in here. Yes, it's a multi-acid deodorant so that the acids actually stop your sweat from smelling. This doesn't stop me sweating as such, but it does stop my sweat from smelling, so it definitely does that job. If you're wanting fragrance though, and you don't mind getting your fingers a little bit messy, this is to die for. It's from Aurelia London and it's the Botanical Cream Deodorant. This is an aluminium-free deodorant again. It's cream to powder deodorant with kaolin and peppermint and tea tree, and it just smells like a spa. This is so nice and way, way stronger smell than the Salt and Stone. Way stronger. Still not somebody stopping you on the street and saying how lovely you smell level of fragrance, but I can smell it and I love it. It's just a little messy, so you do have to get your fingers in there, get some cream out, and then massage it under your arms to get the deodorant to work. I wish it was in cream stick form. It may well be. I haven't actually looked to see if this is available in cream stick form now. Maybe it is, because I would love that and I would buy that in a heartbeat. So that's it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Just a reminder, these are only my personal opinions. If you have a different opinion, that is absolutely fantastic. But let us know in the comment section your experiences and how you feel about the products, because I think that will help all of the rest of the pack out when they make the decision whether to purchase or not. Hopefully you found my alternatives really helpful. If you have, please show this video some love with the like button, and if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you click on the subscribe button and that notification bell. Hope you're all well and hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.